We are back on the record. Monica Sementilli, the defendant is present, all counsel are present, jury and alternates are present. Detective Gable, you're still under oath, and the people may continue with their direct examination.
All right, thank you. Regarding the what we just listened to, the police car over here, we're not going to go through it again. Just we didn't hear the radio dispatch part where they notified the defendant that there was a warrant for her arrest for the murder. Can you just, again, they're initially arrested and they're put in the car and told that it's a stolen car, is that right?
Correct.
And then what was the demeanor that you viewed while you watched it live when they were put in the car for the stolen car ruse?
Their demeanor was fairly lighthearted because the officer assured them that this was really procedural. They believed that it wasn't a stolen car, but they had to go through the steps. So they were casual and no issues at all.
Now, do we have video of that you know? Was it recording yet, or what happened?
It was filming live, but not recording. We didn't realize it till much later. This is the video we watched was toward the very end of the detention.
Okay, so I know it gets a little tricky. So multiple devices failed in the police car.
Many things. Yes.
Go ahead.
The microphones that we put in are specialized to pick up whispers, and the one that we put where their mouths would have been, that one was inadvertently turned off instead of on. It's easy to do. I won't explain how, but it was inadvertently turned off instead of on. They're very small, about the size of a 50-cent piece. And then the one that was supposed to be back where their heads are if you're leaning back in the car, that was a miscommunication, and they just didn't put it in. So we went from 2 highly sensitive microphones down to 1 very poor microphone in front of the car.
So when we viewed the defendant and Baker sitting in the patrol car, and there was like a partition, right?
Yes.
When they first got in the car, if you can describe just what happens as far as the process until we start seeing it, what was recorded. What you watched live as far as the defendant and Baker in the patrol car.
Sure. So after a short time, maybe 5 minutes at the most, that's when they came back with the warrant for Monica. And understandably, there was a huge change of demeanor. And they spoke and whispered, but I can't recall exactly what they said without hearing it again.
And to be clear, while they're sitting there thinking they're under arrest or there's a stolen car stop, do they seem concerned about that?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
The dispatch, you have it intentionally played where they can hear it in the car saying there's a warrant for Monica Sementilli's arrest, correct?
Yes. It was
and
very
then,
clear.
while you're watching it live, what can you see or hear them do?
So for the first, they're leaning in, head to head. You can see the tops of their heads, and they're leaning in, talking to each other.
So when you look at the screen right now, it's up on the screen, the last exhibit that I marked, which was 173, the video.
Yeah.
You can see the top of their heads. What's down below them?
It's a black plastic or metal wall, or with plastic on the outside, and the microphone was just behind the plastic. And you can see the top of their heads as they were facing into each other.
So as soon as that dispatch came out, was that the first reaction that you viewed live?
Yes, they started whispering very quickly.
Could you hear or make out any of the whispers?
None of them.
And how long did they whisper?
We then read the felony warrant for Baker. So I would say the total deep whispering was a good 5 minutes. And that's when my partner, when we were in the van to explain that a little more, he says to me, he goes, "Wow, this is going to be really good video." And that's when the tech said, "Oh, this doesn't record." And that's when he whipped out the phone. So we had missed all of that action.
As far as the video recording?
As far as the
with
video.
tech. Yeah. So you watched it live, but it wasn't recording to be preserved?
Correct.
And then in addition to that, the audio that you had installed in the position near where they were whispering failed.
Completely failed.
Okay. So you were two for.
I'm sorry?
Never mind.
Oh.
Okay, so after that, then you had their heads were down for about 5 minutes whispering. You couldn't.
Up and down. Up and down.
Okay, up and down.
Yeah.
Then the radio broadcast came out, not the one that we heard, but a first one that Baker was also had a warrant for murder. Is that correct?
Yes, but I just included that. As they were whispering up and down, the second warrant came out, and then they continued to go down and whisper. And that's the pauses you can hear in the beginning. You can slightly hear some whispering, and they're long pauses where you're kind of thinking maybe they're not doing anything. They're whispering down there.
Okay.
It's overruled.
And just to be clear, you could hear whispering, you just couldn't hear what the words were?
You can hear very light whispering like that.
Okay. Now, within this transcript that we did listen to, actually the audio we listened to, you heard Baker say the word protocol, the stay in protocol. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Sustained.
Do you have a military background?
Yes, I do.
Is protocol a term in the military that you refer to?
All the time.
Now, do you know Baker to have a military background?
Yes, he has about 10 years military.
Do you know what kind of military?
Yes, I believe he was an MP, and I know he was a recruiter and also a drill sergeant in the Army.
And what is your military background?
I was also in the Army for 23 years. I was a paratrooper for 4 years in the 82nd Airborne, and then I spent the rest of my time in Special Forces.
Okay. And when you said MP, what is that?
Military police.
So is protocol a term within the military that's used on a regular basis or frequently?
It is, but I mean, this courtroom's full of protocols too. There's protocols everywhere, but military lives on protocols. I've developed many protocols myself.
And is that a term that you would use?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so when you hear Baker talk about staying in protocol, when he tells Monica that, what does that mean?
Objection, again, speculation.
As to what Baker means is sustained. As to what protocol means in the military, that'd be overruled.
What does it mean in the military?
In the military, protocol is basically a rule or a set of rules.
Can take two people talking at the
Yeah.
same time?
A protocol is a rule or set of rules that people agree to follow. Now, protocols don't just come out of thin air. They come out of a lot of planning, a lot of
I'm
thought.
going to object to that, Your Honor. Pure speculation, it's not a definition.
Actually, it is. It's overruled.
In my experience, protocols come from a lot of thought, a lot of planning, many times.
Then his experience is irrelevant.
I'm utilizing this as a definition in the military.
Go ahead.
A lot of planning, training, real-life experience. And once those practices are honed into a successful thing, they become rules that we follow in a protocol. For example, if we're going to a target and we take route A to B, and I tell the team, if we get hit with an IED or an ambush, we're going to use Protocol 2. The whole team knows what Protocol 2 is. I don't have to sit there and explain what the whole thing is. They know what it is and they know what to do. And that's what we do. We develop protocols, we test them out, and again, they take a long time to plan, and then they become the rules you live by.
So the phrase stay in protocol, is that something that would have been planned in advance?
Yes.
Okay. Did you take into protocol from your military background on arresting Robert Baker? Once you'd already known that you had his DNA at the scene, right?
Yes.
Did that factor in, though, your background with protocol, knowing that he had a background in the military? Did that factor into why he wasn't arrested earlier?
I'm going to object, Your Honor. Pure speculation, irrelevant.
Sustained.
Okay, why didn't you arrest Baker earlier once you knew that his DNA had been found at the scene?
Okay, sure. After meeting with Valley Bureau Homicide, and they explained that that's the process that they were using, they were withholding that because they wanted to do further investigation to find out what was going on with the relationship, and also if they could identify the unknown suspect that went in the house with Baker. My partner and I discussed it and thought that that was a good thing to do. We also, at that time, we knew that he had 10 years military experience, and he did have a criminal record, but it didn't indicate that he was going to start randomly murdering people. So with my experience with the military and with the jobs that he achieved in the military, being a drill instructor, an MP, and even a recruiter, you have to be mission-focused. You have to be disciplined. And I took him to be a disciplined, mission-focused guy. And I believe that this murder was very targeted, very specific, and he accomplished his target, and he was done. So I felt that he posed no risk to the public.
And no risk to the defendant?
Not at all, no.
When we talked yesterday, along the lines of just prior to this arrest on June 9th, you had testified that you were aware that Detective Jean Parshall had sent an email. Well, I think at the time you weren't sure what the form was. Did you go back and review or refresh your memory on what the form was of communication that Detective Parshall communicated with the defendant regarding basically clearing her on June 9th?
Yes, it was at my direction, and I did review it, and it was an email.
Okay. People's Exhibit 54 then, up on the screen, it's already been marked. And was this the email then that you reviewed that Detective Parshall has already been entered into evidence sent to the defendant, Monica Sementilli, on June 9th, letting her know that LAPD was going to clear her? What?
No. This is June 7th, and this is, oh, there we go.
Sorry.
Yes, June 9th.
It was a trick.
Yes, that's the email.
Okay. All right. Now, did you go back and review then, first of all, are you familiar with Celebrate?
I am.
What's your experience, and can you explain? We've already heard some testimony on Celebrate, but what's your experience using Celebrate?
Okay, in layman's terms, because I'm not a tech guy, Celebrate is a device or software that we use.
Sustained.
What is your background and training on the Celebrate usage?
Okay. My background on it is I've worked with technicians many times on many homicide cases to download phones.
And are you familiar with the software then of downloading phones on cases that you worked while you were a detective at LAPD?
I'm familiar with using and querying the software after the download.
Okay, and you're familiar here that there was a download that was stipulated to of Celebrate records?
Yes.
Okay, did you review those records of Celebrate for the defendant's phone from a recent extraction in 2023?
I did, but only pertaining to the topic of this email from Jean Parshall.
All right, and specifically, did you review the records then from the defendant's phone from her download extraction in 2023 on the date of June 9th, for the date of June 9th, 2017?
Yes.
I have 6 pages, Joe, if I may mark these as People's 176.
This page is what?
And it is a timeline. It says timeline 36 at the top. It's Celebrate download from the date of 6/9/2017 of defendant's phone.
Very well.
Object again, there's no foundation.
Denied.
And do you recognize these documents?
Yes, it is the ones that
Okay, so is this the date of June 9th then, 2017?
Yes.
And were these records then the defendant's cell phone that you reviewed?
Yes.
And it's got her number listed throughout as well as her email?
Correct.
Okay, specifically, going to page 3, and that's item number 16, I'll zoom in. What is here?
This is an email that came into Monica at 3:03 from Jean Parshall.
Okay, and is that the email that I just showed you, People's 54, right here?
Yes.
Indicating that they're going to basically clear her.
Yes.
Okay. Item number 18 then, zooming in here, what is right here at 18?
Yes, this is at 3:15 p.m. and this is her opening that email.
Okay, so you can tell from this that the email came from Parshal, and about 11, 12 minutes later, she opened the email.
Yes.
All right. Moving to entry number 24 on page 3. Right here's line 24. What is that?
This is a phone call to Rob Baker's phone number.
Okay, so the email was opened at 3:15, and then it was opened at 3:15, and then at 2 minutes later, she made a call to Baker.
At 3:17, yes.
Okay, can you tell what kind of call that is? I mean, can
It's
you
a-
tell if it connected or if it went to voicemail, if you can tell?
According to, I think it's zero duration, so.
Okay. And then on number 25, 6/9/2017 at 3:20, what is that?
That's a phone call to Detective Gene Parcel's desk line.
Okay, and then again, that's,
Zero duration.
okay, so again, 5 minutes after she opened it. But between her opening the email, did she make any calls before she called Baker?
I have to review it. No.
So Baker was the first call after she opened the email, clearing her by LAPD.
Yes.
And then 26, line 26, what is that?
That's at 3:20 p.m. and that's a phone call to Baker's phone number with a duration of 20 seconds.
Okay, again, can you tell from that if it's a conversation or a voicemail?
I can't tell.
All right. And then going down to line 27, a text message, is that a text message from the defendant to Vanessa?
Yes.
Is that fair?
To Vanessa.
And it says, just got amazing news from the detective. I'm shaking and coming down for a smoke.
Yes.
And is this all while she's in Canada?
I believe she's at New York this time
New
still.
York. Okay. And then 28, the next line, there's another text message, and it's from, again, the defendant to an Anna.
Yes.
Do you know who Anna is?
She's a member of the family.
Of the defendant's family?
Yeah.
And she writes, OMG, I'm shaking, correct?
Yes.
And there's an image sent. Do you know what that image is?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. All right. And then this particular, this is Mark. If I may mark this equals 177, it's a screenshot of an email.
All right.
177, do you know what this is?
Yes.
What is that?
It's the screenshot that we recovered from Baker's SD drive.
So this particular screenshot then, that particular email then was, it was an email from Parshal, it was screenshot and then forwarded to Baker? Is that correct?
I assume so because it was in his SD card.
I'm going to object to that assumption. I don't know if I'm.
I assume so will be stricken. It was an SD card remains.
And then were you part of his SD card?
I'm sorry?
For you, the SD card, okay, so your SD card, did you examine his SD card in Baker's, during the time that you investigated this case?
Yes.
What was your role in that?
The day of the arrest, we did search warrants at multiple locations to include Baker's residence, and the detectives that searched the warrant of that location recovered, amongst other things, this SD card. Once we got it back, I sent it to our digital people to be downloaded, and then I viewed it.
Okay. This particular one right here found in the defendant's phone, right, Monica Sementilli, People's 177?
This one was found on the defendant's SD card.
Okay, and it's a screenshot from her phone, though, correct?
Correct.
Now, the time on this is 6:17 p.m.
Yes.
She was in New York at this time.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we have to celebrate records, though, and I'm saying 3 something. That's LA time, so It's 3 o'clock. It's correct on these records, but it's 6 o'clock in New York, correct?
Correct. When you get a Celebrate, you can choose which time zone you want it in, and this one was chosen to be Pacific time zone. So that's
these
what.
times are correct. It's just that she was in New York.
Correct.
Okay. So they correlate in time frame with her receiving the message, forwarding a screenshot, and calling Baker.
Exactly.
Okay. After the arrest in the patrol car, then, did you take the defendant and Baker, both, not you personally, but were they taken to the station?
Yes, Van Nuys Station.
And can you explain who took them and what the process was, if you know specifically who took them?
Officers took them. I don't know which ones. They separated them and took them individually.
And they went in separate police cars?
Separate police cars, yeah.
And then when they got to the station, did you have any contact then with the defendant in court?
Yes.
All right, starting with that, what was your plan when you got to the station?
The plan was preset.
Overruled.
The plan was to place both defendants separate in cells, along with a undercover operative agent working on our behalf.
When you say an undercover operative agent, what do you mean?
That means it can be, they work as an agent for us. It can be a police officer, it can be a civilian, but they're working under our direction.
What is the goal of that agent working under your direction?
The goal is to glean information through conversation regarding the case.
Now, just to be clear, at the stage in the proceeding of the defendant just being arrested, is this a perfectly legal operation?
Yes, it's called a Perkins operation. I think it was from Perkins versus Minnesota court
Okay.
case. Illinois. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I shouldn't have said that in front of the.
Okay, so you'll remember that from now
Yeah,
on.
I'll remember it now.
So you have an agent in there, and then what information do you provide this agent?
We provide basic information on the case so that they have an understanding of what they're listening to, if it's something relevant to the case, and it helps guide the conversation.
You may have just said this, but is the agent then an employee of the LAPD? Is it a civilian? Is it another inmate?
It can be anyone that we deem that we want to work as our agent. In this case, they were both employees. Well, one was a sheriff, and the other one I think was from another department. But it could have been a civilian too. But in this case, it was law enforcement.
So specifically for the defendant, you had somebody basically undercover acting as another inmate,
Yes, a female sheriff.
a female sheriff.
Ellie.
And is the goal of that female sheriff who's undercover just to get basically the defendant talking and see what she says?
Yes.
Is the cell or the agent, I guess I should ask, is there a recording device to capture any conversations that happen within the holding cell?
Yes.
Okay. While this is going on, did you monitor it live? Meaning, did you sit at another location and listen to what was going on?
Yes.
Were you able to watch what was going on?
Yes, I believe this one had video. It's been 7 years. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay. Now, prior to that, so you gave the agent basic information. Did you give them any instructions on specific things that you wanted them to try to get out of the defendant?
No, the basic, they understand why they're there.
Sustain.
Did you explain to them why they're there?
Yes.
And what did you explain?
We explain the case to them, and the agent, the person that's working for us, understands the goal is to keep the conversation about the case.
That'd be sustained.
Again, what did you tell the agent to
We
do?
told the agent to keep the conversation in a normal setting so you don't wig the person out, to keep gearing it toward the case that we're investigating.
Now, going in a sequence, you take the defendant. Is she's put into the cell with this undercover agent? Is that correct?
In this case, yes.
Do you know, if you recall, was there anybody else in this cell?
I don't recall, but
But at this point, she knows she's under arrest. Is that correct?
oh yeah.
Okay. do you tell the defendant any information?
Yes.
What did you tell her?
At one point early on, I went to the cell. I don't remember verbatim, but I know I told her that we knew that Baker's DNA and blood was all over the crime scene, and we've known for some time, and we wanted to talk to her about that at some point.
Okay. Did you tell her that you had been following her and Baker?
I don't believe I told her that at the cell.
Okay, at that point.
At that point.
Right. After you told her that statement, at that time, did she make any spontaneous statements to you?
I don't recall. And to your last question, I could have said that too. I don't recall. It's been, again, 7 years since I've looked at it.
Okay. So at that moment, at some point then, did she make a statement to you spontaneously in regard to what you stated to her about the finding Baker's DNA?
Yes.
And was that recorded?
Yes.
And Your Honor, I have another exhibit. If I could mark the recording statement from the defendant as 178 and the transcript that accompanies it as 179.
And is the recording on a DVD, CD, what? What's the recording on? Flash drive?
One second.
What's my JA going to get?
Okay, let's see.
Can I clarify, is this with the officer or with the person?
This is the Perkins.
Here it is.
That's being,
Trustee posted. DVD.
thank you.
I'll leave my list out.
Transcript is 179.
Okay. May I hand out the transcripts? Where did this conversation take place?
At Van Nuys Station.
Okay,
in an
so-
interview room.
I know we've used the term Perkins with the undercover agent, and that room was being recorded.
I can't.
Well, sorry. The conversation and the part that we're going to hear, this is who's speaking with the defendant.
Let me just check. So this conversation appears to be,
on
or
the screen right
statement, I
there.
should say, appears to be at the end when we were interviewing Monica in an interview room. So it was just myself, my partner, and Monica.
Okay. So,
Not a part of the Perkins.
are you in the screen right there?
Oh, there we go.
I'm sorry? I'm listening. You're on?
I don't know if we've seen it before.
All right.
No, thank you. I just wanted to make clear it's not the person, it's the officer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to back up, this is she was in a cell to do the Perkins, correct? And at some point, you took her out of the cell. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And then at some point, you put her back in the cell to continue the undercover operation. Is that correct?
Correct.
And this is the portion when you took her out and you let her know about finding Baker's DNA at the crime scene.
Well, no, we let her know about that at the jail cell door. I'm guessing about an hour before.
Okay.
And this is coming up to give her a formal interview.
Okay. So when you told her at the jail cell door, then there was no response at that moment when you gave her that information?
No, it's just information I was giving her, no response.
An hour later, you're in the room, and she makes a spontaneous statement in regard to that, what you told her earlier about the DNA.
Yes, and to be accurate, when I did tell her at the jail door, she may have had a response. I just don't know what it was.
Okay, and we're going to go ahead and play
I
that.
wasn't asking for a response.
Okay.
I can't believe that, I don't believe that Rob did that. And the only other thing I can think of that his DNA would be in my house is probably when I cracked him in the hand when we played racquetball. That's probably on my racket, it's probably on my shoes, it's probably in the gym courts, and I brought the towel home. And I even showed it to my husband, and he said, don't bother washing it, I will get rid of it. And that's the only thing I can think of for it to even be maybe in the garage, maybe in the sink if he put it in the sink, because I didn't see it after that. And that's the only thing I can think of that I've been thinking while I've been laying down there. How can this DNA be in my home? So that's all I can really, that I know.
Okay. So, Detective, at this point, then, you're having these conversations with the defendant. She offers a statement about DNA, and at that point now we're in June, so she already knows that there's a potential of blood all over her house in various places, right?
I'm sorry, you lost me at the end there.
Yeah, sworn sustained.
Throughout the investigation, the defendant was already aware. She'd been through the crime scene. She knew that there was blood there because she was asking detectives continually about the DNA in the blood. So she knew that there was DNA at her house.
Sustained.
Had you had conversations about the DNA with the defendant at her house?
No, I was present during the conversation that Jean Parcell was having with her, but I never had a conversation with her.
Okay, but you were present for it.
Yes.
All right. So when she makes that statement then, did you do anything then to follow up on her statement that she made to you about this DNA? She thought about it. She could have been there when she cracked him in the hand playing racquetball. Had you ever heard that before?
Before that moment?
Yes.
No.
Did you follow up to see if there's anything about a racquetball injury?
Yes.
What'd you do?
One thing I did is review the video of Baker leaving the the gym that day, and it didn't appear that he had an injured hand.
And did you also review the video of her leaving that day,
Yes.
which would be January 23rd, 2017?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe, left about a minute or so after him. And I didn't see a towel or anything that...
And why did you go back and review those videos?
Rule.
I was trying to verify her statement.
Okay. So playing what's been previously marked as 42, and we'll start with Monica, the defendant leaving the gym. You play that. One second. Is that the video you reviewed as far as the defendant leaving the gym on the day of the murder?
Yes.
And did you review it multiple times?
Enough to get what I needed to see.
Did you see any form of a towel, bloody towel, anything like that that she was bringing from the gym with her?
No.
Okay, showing you then the video, you also reviewed Robert Baker leaving the gym the same day, January 23rd, 2017. I'm going to play that. Okay, did you review that multiple times as well?
I did.
And anything that showed that he had an injury to his left hand, favoring the hand, Band-Aids on the hand, towel on the hand, anything like that to indicate an injury?
No, and I made note of that because he was using his left hand very freely to open the doors, and I didn't notice anything.
Did you ever recover any evidence whatsoever that there was ever an injury at LA Fitness on a racquetball court where Robert Baker bled?
None, and we checked up on that, got negative results.
Overruled.
Okay. Now, during your conversations with the defendant, did you bring her cell phone?
Yes.
What was the purpose of bringing her cell phone?
We had a search warrant to have it opened.
And again, was this in the interview room then away from the cell with the Perkins agent?
No, this was back down at the cell.
At the cell?
At the cell, at the end of the operation.
Okay, at the end of the operation, you brought her phone. And what was the purpose of you bringing her phone?
For her to open it for us.
Why did you want her to open it?
It makes it easier to analyze it later.
Okay, you had a warrant for it though?
Yes, we did.
Did you ask her for the passcode in order to access her phone?
Yes, we asked, yes.
Did she give it to you?
I don't recall if we asked for it or asked for her to open it, but she tried multiple times, and she didn't know it, so she couldn't remember it.
Okay, did you ultimately get the password to her cell phone?
Yes, once it was opened through Cellbrite.
And what was the password?
1962.
What is the year of Robert Baker's birthday?
1962.
The Perkins operation that you conducted and that was recorded, again, audio recorded?
Yes,
Okay, and have you been able to review that Perkins operation?
not since 7 years ago.
Okay. Did you review it 7 years ago, the transcript and the audio of it?
Audio and transcript, yeah, a long time ago.
Okay. If I may mark as People's 180 and audio Perkins audio Perkins operation, and then the transcript is 181 of Perkins.
Again, counsel, I need to know how this is
It's on a DVD.
DVD. 180 and 181, so marked.
Separate files.
Very good.
this whole situation. It just sucks. I'm sorry, what you said your name was? Monica.
This is not right the way they're doing.
What'd they do to you?
My husband was murdered.
Oh my
In
God.
January, yeah. And I left the house to run errands this morning. They pulled me over saying that my car was stolen.
Uh-huh.
And then when I was in, they put me in handcuffs in the back of the car, and then they said there's a warrant for murder.
You murdered your husband?
No, that's what I'm saying. There's something wrong here. Something I don't know what. There's I was just trying this morning on the phone. I'm being so helpful, trying to give them everything that we have, any kind of information, everything. I was talking this morning on the phone. After 5 months, still nothing was happening. And then I leave the house and I got pulled over for tinted windows and a stolen car. And then they said,
And a stolen car too?
They say it's a stolen car. It's my car. I bought it. I bought it months ago. I paid for everything.
Oh my God.
You know.
So they're saying, like, you shot him?
No, both my daughter and I found him. He was stabbed to death in the backyard.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
20 years.
20 years you guys were married? Oh my gosh. And this morning?
I told you the detective.
Oh, detective. Okay. Okay.
Telling him whatever, just checking in like I always do, see if there's any updates. He said, yeah, we got some good stuff. We're going to come and meet maybe on Friday or something. I was excited about it. I left the house and they brought me in here. So I have no idea now what that is. Maybe we can hear soon. This is fucking fucked up.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And it happened at your house?
Oh my God, yeah. None of us were home.
Wow. That is crazy. So they arrested you, they think that you, I mean, if you weren't home, how'd you do it?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't understand. They must have, if they have something they're not telling me, which I would love to know what it is.
That is crazy. And this happened like months ago. Wow. So somebody like broke in your house or something?
Yeah.
Somebody broke in your house? I don't know, but they keep coming and pushing a button. I have no idea.
Stole stuff and burglary even stole his car. He had a Porsche.
You live there long?
That particular house, about 4 years. I've only been in California for 7 years. We came here for his work. We're from Toronto, Canada.
How are you? Oh my God. I've never been to Canada.
I just got back yesterday.
From Canada?
Yeah, I was there on the weekend. They were honoring my husband with a Lifetime Achievement Award, so I went to accept it. I just got home last night.
Oh my gosh. What did he do for an achievement?
He was the VP of Education for what used to be Procter & Gamble, now the company's called Coty. They own Wella.
Cody?
Yeah, and they own Wella, like hair products. Wella, Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian,
Yeah,
yes.
so he runs the education departments for all of that, North America.
Oh, wow.
So, and he was loved by, he was an amazing, you couldn't have made a better person if you made him with your own hands.
No, that's so sad. It's so sad. I don't know why people just want to take from others, you know, don't want to work for themselves, just want an easy way out. It's so sad. People don't care about other people anymore. I can only imagine what that felt like, coming home to find I can't even, that's like a bad movie, you know?
My youngest daughter found him. She came home. I came home maybe 30 seconds after her pulled in. And she found him first.
Oh. How do you get that out of your head? I mean, I'm sure you just...
You don't. It's every day. And now this? What is this? What is this?
Okay. So you just came to your house and what is it with car? You just running an errand or something?
Yeah, just going to the store.
Wow. Wow. So do you think they knew who your husband was? Or they just broke into your house, like just...
Oh, you mean the burglars? I don't know. We don't know. Because he doesn't have any enemies. That's what I'd like to know. What is it that they know? What are your great leads? And what am I doing in here?
So how was you said on a warrant, the ceremony or whatever you went to?
Big, a lot of people. Some really nice tribute. You did a great job.
Did you have to do like an acceptance speech or something? I use Sebastian products sometimes. It's kind of expensive. I mean, they're good quality products. So he would teach them like how to use the products, or what?
No, this is education more like in, like all the hair salons and stuff like that. They do shows, hair shows.
Mm-hmm.
Getting salons to switch over to Yuzuela and Sebastian. So his teams would do that, would go in and do classes and stuff, but none.
Did your kids go with you to accept the award?
No, she was here. She went to school and work.
That probably would have been good for them though too.
Yeah, well, we had one here in May at the headquarters, which is on DeSoto.
Uh-huh.
We had a big one there too.
I don't know how you can sleep. I'm so nervous.
I am so jet lagged and had no sleep. And I know they're gonna make me wait hours here before I can talk to these guys.
You think somebody told them that you did this?
I don't know. Obviously something. They have to have something to pull me in here, and I would like to know what the hell that is.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody set me up. I can't see that. We don't have anybody any enemies or anything like that. Two suspects, two of them that did it to him. He's a big guy, my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't know what I'm doing here.
How do you know it's two guys?
They have it on video.
Oh, well then how come they got it on video? How come they don't?
We can't, there's no description, they're covered. So that's why we're trying to find out who these people were this whole time. And next thing I know,
Oh, you have cameras at your house?
yeah, and on the street, everywhere. We couldn't identify them, they were covered. And then, it was,
Oh, this must have happened at nighttime.
no, it was 5 o'clock. maybe 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I came home just after 5, so we'll have to be in before that. Or something, maybe.
Knock, knock.
Detective, what's going on? Please, tell me what's going on.
I only have a little bit of time, okay?
Okay.
You guys need that? Listen, so, remember the 2 detectives that we met with 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
So, they started running with a bunch of information, okay?
yeah.
And they came up with some stuff that links you
What?
to Fabio.
Tell me.
Hold on a second. First, I want to find out, you need to call your daughters?
I need to call my daughters, my family. I want to find out what's going on here.
You need some phone numbers out of your phone.
Yeah, can you bring me my phone?
Well, no, they don't want me to give you your phone, okay? They're actually going to be down here a little bit later, and they're going to be able to fill you in a lot more, okay?
Okay,
But
so
for now, if you want some phone numbers, you can get in your phone, I can write them down on a piece of paper.
I know my daughter's numbers.
Okay, you need the other phone numbers from your phone.
Well, no, I want to call them first. It depends how long I'm going to be here.
You don't need to get into your phone.
Unless you need to.
Okay. Well, they do need to. They have a search warrant for the phone as well.
Okay.
So what's the password for your phone?
It is, jeez. I have my finger password. I don't know. It's 1972.
Just 4?
Yeah, just 4.
And then enter something?
Yeah, no, I'm supposed to just open it. It's my thumbprint. I can open it for you.
Or you can type in 1972.
Yeah, I should be able to. Tell me
I'm
more. What's going on?
putting in a little bit at a time. They want the safe combo to your safe as well.
I don't know that. That's at home somewhere.
You don't know what it is?
No.
Okay. Like I said, so 2 weeks ago, I let them run with a bunch of stuff that they were following up, phone numbers and stuff like that. Okay? They're telling me that they got some stuff that links you.
I want to know what it
You
is.
may be able to explain some of the stuff.
I'm going to have to.
Okay? For sure, without a doubt, they have determined that Robert Baker was involved in Project Murder.
That cannot be possible. Oh my God.
There's no doubt about that, okay? That is going to do anything, okay?
How?
So this is what they have. They have a search warrant for your house, your computer,
Okay.
your safe, your cell phone.
Okay.
They've already gone to your house in one other location already,
Okay.
okay? They're going to end up talking to both your daughters as well,
Okay.
okay?
Oh my God, I'm gonna call them.
They're in good hands. They're in good hands, okay? I know the detectives are out there. Where is your computer?
Upstairs.
Okay, is it hidden? Is it a laptop? Is it
No, it's a PC. Upstairs in the office.
in the office? Okay. Give a password to get into your computer.
Monica 72.
Monica 72.
Yeah. Now wait a minute. Before I misinterpret what you're telling me, or they misinterpret what I'm telling them, I want to know what's going on.
They're gonna talk to you, and if you decide that you want to do that, then that's up to you. But let me tell you this.
Robert
They
Baker.
have not. Oh yeah. That's the guy you're in car with.
This could be. He's such a good friend.
What they got is a probable cause arrest warrant. Meaning they have enough probable cause to arrest you for this crime.
No, this is incredible. This is a mistake.
Well, I'll tell you what. They've shown me a lot of this information, Monica. I tried to be an advocate for you. I didn't want to believe that you're involved in this.
This is ridiculous.
What's your
I
name?
don't know. Cynthia in here.
Okay. You go kick off the
I don't know.
Oh, all right. Anyway, the stuff they showed me, and I'm actually absolutely shocked with some of the stuff they showed me.
What could it be?
They're messaging, some type of messaging apps. They're supposedly encrypted, but they're able to get in them. I don't know. That's the stuff that really.
That's not.
that guy he's talking about?
Waterwicker's a good friend of ours. This can't be. This can't be. He's such a good friend of ours. There's no way.
Wow.
Oh my
He said you were with him?
Yes, he's here too. They pulled us over. They pulled us over.
Oh, when you were going to the store?
Yes. We were together. He's in here too. We're like, what the fuck is going on? They wouldn't even let us talk. It can't
That's
be.
crazy.
It can't be him. He said, without a doubt, it can't be. It can't be him. Oh my God. Oh my God, my kids. Oh my God.
Oh my. Oh wow. So you know that officer, detective, or whatever?
Yes, I've been working with him for 5 months. And that's why I'm not arrested yet, because something doesn't make sense here.
He just said a whole lot of stuff, but if you... I mean, I don't know you, I don't know that guy, whoever he was, or what's he talking about, but... That's a whole lot of places where they're... What are they looking for? Wow. Is he your friend? Does he not like your husband? Or they...
No, oh my gosh. You know, he's our lead director, our racquetball lead at the gym. And he became a really good friend, especially after this. Really helped out me and the girls.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a nice guy, never nothing. No, that's impossible.
So he's a friend both to you and to your husband?
Yeah, well, more to me, but I'm with my,
Okay. What
that's
is
my husband, Fabio.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
Yeah, he's met him a few times, but, you know, not like friends like me and all my gym friends. We're closer than he doesn't really know them that well. But they've been over the house and it's not, it can't be. He said without a doubt.
He did.
It is DNA.
He did say that. He did say that. Maybe they just said that because you were with him today, you know? Could that be?
We're just a lot of things together. Why did you wait 5 months if you knew it was him? It can't be him. It can't be.
Yeah, they've got to have something, though, to be able to go into your house and look around and go into your safe and stuff.
I've had them through that house so many times. Voluntarily giving them everything.
You let them in the safe before, too?
Yeah. But my husband used that safe. I didn't. He used to put his gun in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have the code. I don't know how to. I think it's on a paper somewhere at home.
Can you even get anything, though? Like they would... I mean, what could they... If he's just somebody you see at the gym, I mean, you know...
No. But we go for sushi, or karaoke. Not just us alone, a whole bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
We're always together, especially now that, you know, I'm home alone, I'm always with my friends.
Sushi, boy, that sounds good right about now. He's a friend, I mean, why would he? And even if he is the guy, they're talking about, you know, they're positive, What does that have to do with you, though? Do you email that guy and stuff all the time?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
Could they maybe misunderstand
Well,
something you said?
that's all we can think about right now. So I want to see what they're talking about. I've had so many problems with my phone too, and my home phone line. I'm always thinking, is someone hacking into my stuff?
Oh, you think that's it?
I don't know. It's like apps and stuff. I don't have encrypted apps. I don't even know what that is.
That's weird. Did you ever talk to him about your husband? I mean, he knows your husband.
Yeah. Nothing really in depth, no.
Anything like they could say, oh, I don't know, that's your friend. I mean, everybody has friends.
It's just, that's not right. Something's not right.
I mean, do you ever think Robert could do something like that?
No, this is impossible. But since this happened, everything is impossible. I didn't think that would happen to my husband either. We were just saying the other day, everyone is a suspect. Everyone, because we don't know yet. We don't know. I should not be in here. I need to find out what's going on. My poor children.
No, that's really, you gotta be strong for them though. Especially your daughter who saw her dad. There's certain things that you see that you just can't get it out of your mind, you know. And a daughter shouldn't have to see her father like that. So you're shocked that they said that guy, your friend. Is that guy married or does he have a girlfriend or? For certain, those kind of words are, you know, he didn't say maybe. Well, that's the only thing, at least for 48 hours, that is without a doubt is, it's almost like it's better than like a person saying, I saw it, like that DNA stuff is better than, you know what I mean?
That's what we've been waiting for and asking for it, because we didn't hear nothing came back, or nothing came back, or nothing came back.
Yeah, that's like almost better than someone saying, oh yeah, I was there, I saw him shoot him, or I saw him stab him, or I saw him hit him with a bat or something, you know? Well, if you didn't do it, you're gonna be out of here. Unlike me, I did it, so I know I'm gonna be here.
Like, how long did they hold me? I don't understand.
I did it, so I know I'm gonna be here till he comes to get me out. But if you didn't do it. You weren't involved. You don't have anything to worry about. It's just a matter of time of them figuring it out, I guess. Right? Don't you think?
I do. I mean, it's just, I've been waiting so long. No, always.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our lunch and recess until 1:30. You can just leave your transcripts on the seat. The evidence applies. Not discuss this case either with among yourselves with anyone else or to form or express any opinion until the cause is when I submit it to you. Have a good lunch. See you at 1:30.